Hey, I'm Kev, Mr. Cole, welcome back to MotoGP 17 and the managerial career mode, where the last time out we will not talk about what happened in Argentina. We're just going to be focusing on what's going to happen around the Circuit of the Americas. And that, of course, is going to be a MacDonald pole. Okay, maybe slightly optimistic, but in Argentina last time out, we have upped the difficulty to the highest level because I felt me scoring points on this Peugeot was a bit unrealistic, and my pace was actually pretty decent compared to the rest, so I thought surely that pace is going to get diminished too hard. We're going up to the highest difficulty, but it was in Argentina. And oh, we're down! And the qualifying has gone well around the Circuit of the Americas. That is our one attempt. One and definitely done. But the Circuit of the Americas was a kinder circuit. No, for the opposition compared to, Argentina, which was a bit tougher in previous games. So we will see what a race pace is like, as over one lap, we're right at the back as Ron Mir takes the pole ahead of Canet, who took it in real life by like a second and smashed that record. Well, Mir hasn't done that. He's just 500, around 600ths of a second ahead of his fellow countryman, with Hanati rounding out the top three on the Honda. Very good qualifying for the Italian, and the first good qualifying of the year for him, ahead of Martin Balega and McPhee. As looking down the order, there's a top Peugeot of Kornfeld in 17th, and there's the three other Peugeots right at the back, with the MacDonald Clan propping up the rest of the field. Let's see if that will be different in the race, as we are focusing before it with our engineer, making sure we got the old setup adjustments, the last minute changes correct. As now we're ready to get on our bike and get this race underway. So here is the field. You can see that front row, and now below it an all Italian third row. How many times am I going to say that this year? Rodrigo in 12th, and a good qualifying from the Argentinian. And there's Kornfeld in 17th. And looking further down, there's Binder in 23rd, Bow in 24th. Even further back, you can see there are the Peugeot trio right at the back. As now we're waiting for the lights to appear and get out. Doing old final adjustments on the grid though. There we are, looking at the rest of the field. Got some great fans, as you can see, on the right hand side with the flag waving. But let's concentrate on the start, as we got a fantastic start from last. Almost jumped a row ahead there. So that's maybe something that has definitely changed, and it's very noticeable from the previous games, where the starts are much better for us against our opposition. And that's a fantastic first corner as well. Look at this, we're flying high in 25th. Gonna let up during this right hand, as you saw, went full belt qualifying, did not work out well. And so we get the rear end braking the first part of these S's. Oh, but we get a good S's though. Again, first set to maybe a bit easier for us against the opposition, just like in previous games, but then as the lap goes on, it gets a bit harder. But look at this. Oh, into the 20s. Into the top 20. Up into 90th. Made that 20th. It was De Niro, I think that is, getting back past us. But we got Binder behind. The younger brother of Brad, if I recall correctly. Here we go, diving down the inside of the Frenchman. Oh no, it's a long straight ahead though. As Ramirez is in the points paying position in 15th. Have Nuruddin, and it is Binder behind. Come on Peugeot. I'm leaning forward as I'm commentating as well. We're trying to get some more speed going. As we need to get the rear brake on. Out-braked ourselves at the end of the straight. There's McPhee's up to third. Fantastic start from the Scot. Minardi in second, but we're back down to 23rd. Lost almost 5 positions there, running wide. There we go, going to have a cheeking it down the inside of 2 riders. Up in the 21st again. And there's Binder right in front. It's like we never made that mistake. As we go through the reverse turn 8, such a tricky set of corners. A bit easier on the Moto3 bike compared to MotoGP. Where we go down the inside of Danilo. He must be sick of the sight of MacDonald on this opening lap. But that's how Binder by. Great opportunistic move there by the South African. As you run wide onto the curb. Remember, on the high difficulty around this place, we're battling for a top 20. And are set to achieve our objective. It says Kornfeld right in front. Our target on the Peugeots. Oh my god, so aggressive. He's pushed us wide. Was barely alongside us as well. What was he doing? Not sure who that was. Was that Suzuki? He just barged down our inside. The AI much more aggressive, as you can see in this game, compared to previous game. I call them the opponents, but they are much better, it feels like, than in previous games. So that is good to see from Milestone. Taking something from MXGP as well, where the riders are always aggressive and seem to have applied it to the MotoGP game. As you go up the hill, flat out during the left-hander, running slightly wide though. Had to keep it in second longer than I would like, just to keep that traction going. We're going down the inside of Binder here for 19th. Run slightly wide though. And now it's that long straight again. I'm leaning forward. I might be going slightly bit quiet now down this straight as I do that. Of course, leaning forward when you're playing this game does have like half a second down the straights. As perfectly demonstrated there. Going to brake slightly early here. But even then, we just about made the corner. We made up a position on, is that Danilo again? A Frenchman. We're going to be off his Christmas card list after this race. Because we've got Della Porta in front. You can see Binder's got a bit of a gap though in front of the Italian. So we want to be making it past this Italian quickly and then make up that gap. And then we could maybe sink off points even. So once again, Circuit of America's slightly easier in this game, from what I can tell. As you saw, I've had no practice around this circuit of that qualifying up, and I'm right on the pace in the race. As there we go. Oh, a bit slow on the power. That has compromised our exit. As you've got Kornfeld battling in front for 18th. We're in 20th, but here comes Della Porta down our inside. We're going to try and go down the inside of him into this first corner. Oh no, too tight a line. Too tight a line. That just pushed us wide. What was I thinking? As Danilo's dropped back to 23rd now. 24th. What is going on with the Frenchman? He's in a world of pain. As Ottel, the German, in third. Brilliant job. Doing a fast out the race. For 2:18. We're going to dive down the inside of Della Porta. So much faster in that corner. We saw that. Going to take advantage of it. Oh, I had to lift slightly during that left-hander up the hill. Just now we go down it during that kink, and on the MotoGP bike, that will really kick out the back end, but on these Moto3 bikes, not too bad. Get it down to first gear, hit the apex of that hairpin for once. And now I'm going to lean forward again as we're halfway through this race. In 20th, I'm very happy for a race round here. Even if we're aided, as I said, by a slightly easier opponent round here compared to Argentina, which again was perhaps slightly tougher, and in Qatar is kind of the middle point. As well, look at this, I brake where our opponents brake and it just forces me wide. It is ridiculous how much easier it is for them in the braking zones. As we've lost two positions, could be three. We're trying to hold on here. Why is the guy in front looking back? That's because we're about to dive bomb him. Back into 21st. We're having a fantastic battle this race. Shame it's not for points, but I will take this after what happened in Argentina. And lifting slightly there. I was a bit unsure if the bike was just going to go straight on if I stayed on the power. Good like in qualifying, but using all of the curb in that penultimate corner. Don't really want to do that with the more powerful bikes, but again, alright with the Moto3 bikes. Diving down the inside, you saw Danilo. Not Danilo, Del Portia. Or Della Portia, I got his name right eventually. Turning out of the corner when I went down the inside. That's a little change from previous games, but a nice one again. As here we go. Getting absolutely slammed dunk on the brakes. As you saw Uttel fighting for the win, the German, with Balega. But we're getting it back and we're being forced onto the curb by Della Portia. Oh, the Italian is being so aggressive. But we win the aggression battle there into 20th, giving it for a slightly offline during these S's. And as you can see, he's now holding off his fellow Italian, it's like behind. And oh, he's taking it down the inside. At the corner where we mugged him on the previous lap. Fantastic aggression this race. This has been a very enjoyable race here. As Antonelli's now taken the lead. A third challenger emerges for the race win. Very interested to see who wins the race. As we've got a second gap in front. I don't think we're going to be making it up on this final lap. We're just looking to hold on to this 20th place, getting a top 20. I'll be very happy with that. As we're going to block the inside. Oh, we cut off Della Portia very late there. In real life, we'll be done for blocking, I think, or weaving. That's how we're getting to hit. Oh, we've hit the apex of that corner for the first time ever in this game. I can see that still means we lost the position though to the Italian. Just once again under braking. Did the opposition have their assists on? I get the feeling that's the difference because I have none of them. They might have the braking assist, and that may be the difference. I'm not sure. Oh, we're going slightly off track during the reverse turn 8. Going side by side. Oh, elbow to elbow. At 100 miles per hour. We take back 20th. Trying to not run wide in the penultimate corner. So hook up the exit. And here comes Danilo round the outside, the Frenchman. But we block him off. In the final corner, can we hold on for 20th? Oh, there's a long run to the line. Come on. I think we're just going to hold on, are we? There's no, this is the final lap. I've got my laps all mixed. Oh my god, what has he brought? There's a train. Absolute train. The Frenchman. This is what he's hiding up his sleeve. As on the final lap of the race, we got taken out. No. I got my laps confused. I've got taken out. And now we're going to finish last. Again. But man, what a race where it happened until we got absolutely nailed in the rear end. During that fast triander. But man, I really did thought that was the final lap. Once again, my counting has let me down. And then it's so unfortunately, the MacDonald Clan are going to be getting a wooden spoon once again. As Otto is still battling for the win with Balega, and Antonelli's right there as well. A fantastic three-way tussle for the win, it looks like. Unexpected to see the German right up there. But welcome. So, again, a bit like with the MXGP games, have Milestone shuffled up the finishing order. We're not just going to have the same result on every track. That is very nice to see. So lots of little changes to go with the big one, which is the frame rate. And esports as well for the PS4 initially. And the sounds, of course. Now they've made tiny adjustments to the circuits as well. They've just made loads of tiny adjustments which seem to be paying off, as once again when we're last, we're miles off pace rise. We've lost a second in that sector. So is that something that happens when you get in last? Is that all the slipstream we're missing out on? Who knows? As MacDonald's trying to not finish penultimate last. Or second to last. That's what it's more commonly known as, isn't it? As we are about to cross the line, and a very disappointing finish after a great race. Fantastic race up until that final lap, where we just got bullied and fell. As Antonelli did win that fantastic battle ahead of Ottel and Borrego, with the Italian 4th, Mir 5th, Canet 6th, Venati disappointing 7th after a fantastic qualifying, Martin 8th, Bassini 9th, and Ramirez in the top 10, making it 4 Spaniards in the top 10. And grabbing the final point is Rodrigo. There's Kornfeld in 19th. There's Danilo, our rival. Definitely our rival, the Frenchman, after that race in 20th. And it was a MacDonald Clan in the end who round out the field. So very disappointing result, but not for Borrego as he retakes the championship lead ahead of Canet, Italian 3rd, Mir in 4th, Antonelli 5th, Ottel races up the order up into 6th, Bassini 7th, Martin 8th, Vanati 9th, and McPhee in 10th. And there's MacDonald in 14th. Has 20 riders now scored this season. Pretty healthy number. Any constructors, KTM keep the 100% record ahead of Honda, Peugeot in 3rd, and Mahindra 4th. As we have unlocked another new rider, I think that's a 125cc rider. Monaco, Monaco. That's how you say Monaco, isn't it? If you're from an older era. But in the weekend recap, yes, he crashed once again. Damn it, he was consistent in qualifying in the race, but for the wrong reasons, unfortunately. As he started last and finished last, same for Patrick MacDonald, started 32nd, finished 32nd. But you can see Patrick MacDonald's improving lots with every race. The Moto3 affinity up to 70, body position up to 43, cornering up to 47, braking up to 44. And we've lost some credits and 1 reputation again. How are we going to recover our losses after that race weekend? But now we got another activity to do ahead of Jerez. As what we're going to do, we're going back to the gym. We're going to do the abs and back muscles, which help our cornering for our riders. We can do some muscle endurance training, which help the braking ability. Go to a technical meeting, increase the infinity bonus, or prize competition. Participate in the meeting with some fans who have won a competition organised by the sponsors. Increase in-fix credit race reward from your sponsors for the next race. I think I'll take that, as we've lost a tiny amount of credits the past couple of races. I think this will definitely help us with how it's going so far with the increase in difficulty. But we were competitive round the circuit in Americas. I hope we're competitive around the circuit de Jerez next time out for the 9th week, the 37-week calendar, around a very tricky circuit, very technical. Again, perhaps a touch harder than Qatar, but not as hard as Argentina. So it'd be very interesting to see how we do around there pace-wise next time out. So now for watching, and I will see you then.